This is Pulse 95.
None other than Khalid Ameri. He is a vlogger, an internet personality, an MC, and I haven't seen him for an entire year. I met him last year, and it was a joyous occasion back then. It's a joyous occasion again. How are you doing?
I'm good, Aisha. Thank you so much for having me on the show, and thank you so much for that humbling introduction. Yeah, being called a prize is an absolute honor. And has it been that long? 1 year?
It's been a year. It was last October.
Yeah, when we did the expo event.
Yes, even though it feels like it was only yesterday, but that just tells you about 2020. Everything is just moving super, super fast.
Too fast. And, at this stage, people just people kind of want to get it over with the 2020 with the hope that 2021 just turns the page on it, but we'll see what happens,
Let's see what happens. Inshallah, good things happening in 2021.
Inshallah, I hope so.
Inshallah. So first off, everybody knows you, that you're a vlogger and you're an internet personality, and we've also heard about your humble beginnings, how you started off with just jumping right into it. But we never asked you what made you want to jump into it. Did the fact that you're one of the few Emiratis, English-speaking Emiratis, on the internet makes you want to create more, just to say to people, hey, I am here and we exist?
Am I supposed to hear music in my headphones?
Oh yeah, you do.
Okay, all right.
It's our National Day music.
I got you. Look, for me, at the end of the day, what got me started is I just thought we had so many incredible stories to tell. And the UAE, all these sort of micro stories that you have in the UAE throughout its history, the stories just tell themselves.
Absolutely.
And I just thought, I had this ability to be able to create these videos and share our stories. I thought, why not? And I just had, there was so much, we did 500 videos every single day.
MashaAllah.
One video a day, and there was just so much to share. And it was only when we started reaching that international audience that we realized, how little people know in certain parts of the world about not just the UAE, but of the region itself. And for me, as a proud Emirati, I feel, as the UAE, we're not afraid to take chances. We're not afraid to take risks. We're not afraid to take leaps into places that, haven't been explored yet. Both, whether that's within our country, whether that's within the region, whether that's reaching space, whatever it is you want. And I thought, it's a shame that if people don't know that about us. So what I decided to do was start from scratch, go back to the history of the UAE, the simple things, and then, the channel took a life of its own. And I was just proud to spend all that time, and even time now, sharing the incredible stories of the UAE, the incredible people of the UAE, and, just educating people through, our videos, through comedy, through humor, just how proud I am of this country, how amazing that this place is. And, nothing makes me happier than to see a comment under the video be like, I thought one way about your region, your religion, your country, and now I can't wait to visit. And that's when I know the job's done.
That's amazing. And it felt like usually when somebody realizes that they have this sort of responsibility of being the image or one of the various images of the UAE, it might seem hard, but it seems like it is. Has it been hard, or is it easy, or how do you feel about that?
That's a great question, Aisha.
Did I throw you under the bus right there?
When we had, few tens of thousands of people on our page watching our videos, it's easy. But when you have, over 5 million people on your channel, every word you say means something.
Yeah.
And not that it doesn't mean anything before, but it's just the fact that, you have all these people watching, you don't have a second chance to correct something if you're wrong. The research you have to do, the sort of, the level of work that you need to do to make sure that a story is, worth reaching 5 million people, 10 million people, whoever. But it gets overwhelming sometimes. We read our scripts 4 or 5 times before we start shooting, because we have a responsibility to each and every person that trusts us to be a voice from this region, to make sure that that we've done our research, that that we're responsible in our messaging, that we're inclusive in our messaging, that we make the audience proud, make our country proud, and make ourselves proud and the team proud. So, when you're just starting, it's cool. You just, whatever, you take your phone out, you film, it's a few thousand people, but now you've got a large audience, and I feel a deep level of responsibility to each and every one of them, to tell the story the way it's meant to be told. So it's exhausting, but it's so meaningful at the same time.
It's rewarding.
It's rewarding, exactly. So yeah, it gets harder, but it gets more rewarding as the journey, goes on.
But we're not done talking to you, even though
I'm here.
Even though it's going to be 5 p.m. soon. Usually around this time, Mikey and I are like, okay, guys, this is the end of the show. But with you, we have to continue this conversation.
I'm here as long as you need me.
Perfect. Looks like we might be even taking over Yalla Home next up. Maybe to speak to Big Hass and tell them, sorry, the conversation continues with Khalid and Ameri right here on the Afternoon Karak. We'll be taking a short break, and we'll be back right here on Pulse 95. Pulse 95. To celebrate National Day, we've got a whole bunch of really cool people across the entirety of Pulse 95 shows. Earlier, I had Ahlam Al-Qasim, a PhD candidate in astrophysics. She is studying supermassive black holes. How many people knew that there were so many different shapes and sizes of black holes? I definitely did not know that. And now we move on to Khalid Al-Amri, who is an internet personality and a vlogger who is also an Emirati. Earlier, we were talking about making videos and the responsibility. And I have to go to this question, super important. What legacy do you want to leave behind?
Man, that's deep. That I guess for me, when all is said and done and I pass on from this world, I think when people remember my name, remember what I stood for, that I was a great father, a great husband.
Yeah.
And that I built bridges between people, between different cultures, different religions, different nationalities, that I brought the world closer. And, people could have a conversation based on the stories that we cover. And I feel that communication, for me, is the heart of understanding, of coming closer together. And if people watch my videos, 100 years from now, if they didn't like someone or didn't like something or didn't appreciate that video made them at least, break that field or that wall around them, and they were able to have that conversation and come closer to other people.
Those are some beautiful, beautiful words.
Thank you.
You are truly one of the many bridges, or at least the person who created those many bridges across the entire world. When I go through your own comments on your videos, on your Instagram, I agree as well. I see all these people who are super excited and super happy. And I see them from all across the entire world. And that is super important because the UAE is trying to cement itself in the entire world and telling people that, hey, we exist and we are here. So what are you going to do for the National Day?
Well, we're trying to be as responsible as possible.
Absolutely.
We're at home, actually. So my family and I, we got some of the flags and stuff. We had a Zoom call with our family. We got our flags. We're going to order some Emirati food because, we all want to just take a break over the holiday and not do too much cooking. So there's some great restaurants out there that have Emirati food. So we're going to order some and, just watch some UAE stories. Just for me, it's like it's a way to educate our kids as well about our history.
Yes. Because
it's really important how incredible our history is, and how that is really the foundation for everything that we do. Like my work ethic has been built in the foundation of the UAE. We didn't become where we are today without like an incredible work ethic.
True. And
with a hunger to always strive for better. And I think those are the stories that I want to share with the UAE. There's so many beautiful stories to share with like our kids, and we try and take the opportunity today, especially since we're not going out. There's no parades happening. There's none of that happening, right? Like we have every year. So we're just hanging around the house, being together, We've got a couple documentaries that we want to watch. You know, get the national flag, have some Emirati food, and connect with our loved ones and and people that we can't celebrate close to.
I love it. Honestly, I think I'm going to be doing exactly the same thing today. And especially the Emirati food, I need to ask this. This is an important question. I've been asking everybody. Yeah. Are you ready for it?
Let's go.
Will there be al-Gemat?
Oh, there is no Emirati food without it.
There
to
we
be
go.
honest, I mean, I have an incredible sweet tooth, and al-Gemat is probably my favorite sweet, bar none. And not just Emirati sweet, my favorite sweet.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, there will be al-Gemat. We just need to figure out where's the best place to order from.
Oh, that's very difficult. And if I could, honestly, I would have told my mom to make some because
and you got the best.
I keep telling people, they keep telling me that you're being biased. I'm like, no, biasness aside, being objective is possible. My mom's al-Gemat are the best al-Gemat I've ever had. Alhamdulillah, mashallah.
I do not doubt that for 1 second.
Maybe at some point, if we do get my mom's Gemat, I'm going to be calling you up to pass by Pulse 95 Radio so you can try it out. Because we also got some people here. Our videographer, Gabby, he's been asking me for the longest time ever, you promised me al-Gemat for months. I'm like, it's going to come. It needs the right time and the right mood to have al-Gemat. And to end this, what are your parting words? What do you want to tell everybody?
For me, this year has taught me a lot about what's important. Oh, sorry. My music went off for a second. Sorry. For me, 2020 has taught me a lot about what's truly important in life. And if anything, it's taught me patience. It's taught me, that with the people that you matter by your side, you really have pretty much everything you need to move forward and keep going. And I just, for me, I would encourage everyone to just keep connected to the people that you love. Be patient, hold on, have hope, because this year we've had everything thrown at us as humanity, right? And you just think it's not going to get better, but what history has told us is that it can get better and it has to get better.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, with all of us working together, with all of us supporting each other emotionally, mentally, socially, that we're going to get through this. And for me, it's the human connection that we've had, whether, in person or virtually, that's really been sort of what got us through this. So hold on to that. And, my thoughts and prayers are with everyone out there. Wishing you all a beautiful and happy National Day to your family and loved ones, and to blessed 2021, inshallah.
Thank you so much for being here with us, for joining us right here at the Pulse 95 studios on the afternoon Karak. And with that, we also wish everybody a lovely National Day. Hope you guys stay safe and stay strong. We've got Big House right here. They're going to take over very soon, so stay tuned for that and much more right here on Pulse 95.
If you liked this episode of Afternoon Karak, drop a like and subscribe.
Pulse 95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.